What's going on, YouTube? This is Boxingwave. Please subscribe to the channel. Smash the thumbs up if you like the content. I'm not gonna make this video long. More about Tank and Lamont Roach. If you weren't here the other day, my stance on all of this is I think Lamont Roach won without the knee controversy. You know, and I've been like that since the night of the fight. I thought Lamont Roach won anyway. Just my opinion. I thought the fight was very, very good. It was very competitive. We had a controversial draw the previous week with Carlos Adames and Hamza Shiraz, which was a fight that I thought Adames clearly won, but we got a draw out of that. But that wasn't a good fight. It was like a fighter that was clearly doing more, and the other guy that just couldn't really hit him. And I understand that Hamza suffered a broken hand and everything, but I don't see at any point where he should have gotten a draw, because you got to punch and you got to land punches in order to win the fight. Even as on a defensive tip, like Carlos Adames was way better. But in this fight here, we got a controversy draw, and I just think that it was a great fight. Like the reason why I gave Lamont the win, and I thought he was just more consistent. I thought that he was more effective. I think everything that Tank was doing, I just thought Lamont was doing a little better. He was flat footed, he was stronger, he was more durable, and he was more active, And I never seen Tank like multiple times in a fight just back off a punch, Like they were both trading, they was exchanging. Lamont seemed to be the stronger fighter. He seemed to be backing up Tank and wobbled his legs a couple times, and I never really seen that before, and this guy just kept coming forward, and he just was the ring general for the majority of the fight. Tank had his moments, he had his rounds, but I just think with consistency, it was Lamont Roach, Now, when it comes to the knee situation, I think it should have been ruled a knockdown. It looks like Steve Willis was getting ready to start the count, like he had his fingers out. Uh, I watched it closely a few times. Uh, it looked like Tank Lamont threw a right hand. I believe he threw a right hand. Tank tried to slip it. I see one of the box braids like in the front, like swing over. It's possible that it might have hit his eye. It's possible that some kind of hair malfunction or grease or whatever was in his eye. It was burning before. After that punch, Lamont landed a jab, but before that jab landed, he was squinting his eye, right? And then Lamont punched him again. He squinted again, then he backed off. He looked at the referee and then took the knee, and that's when he ran out into the corner, had his towel man, the towel wipe him off. Look, look. There's a few things, and there's a few points you can make in this whole scenario, right? Let's start off with the referee. The referee makes the call and uses his discretion on whether or not you think it's a knockdown. Like he said, he started the count. Tank told him, "Hey, my eye is burning," whatever. At that point, it is up to the referee to use his discretion to determine whether or not he's going to call it a knockdown or not. Now, my thing is the fighter himself doesn't make the call on when to get knocked down. Is an example that everybody's using, like right now. Like for example, like when a fighter has blood in his eye, he's not allowed to just call timeout and to have the blood wiped out his eye. No, it affects him possibly for the entire fight. So because a braid swung and hit you in the face, or whether there's gel in your eye or whatever and it's burning, whatever it is, at the end of the day, you as a fighter, in the moment where there's some sort of exchange, who cares if it's just a jab? You don't decide when you want the fight to stop. And this is why I believe that it should have been a knockdown, because a punch was thrown and it landed before you went down. I understand that you were squinting prior to that jab, but the jab caused you to take the knee and say, "Yo, I need some time." Okay? And this is my reasoning on why the knockdown should be, or I think the fight should be overturned. You know, there's a part of me that I don't want Lamont to win this way. I would like for Lamont to win it in the ring. I would like to see a rematch. Lamont's lawyer is involved, and they made a statement, and they are requesting for the New York State Athletic Commission to overturn its decision. I don't like when lawyers get involved. I mean, everyone is talking about Lamont now. I know everybody was talking about Devin Haney before, and people was just saying, "Hey, like Cotto, Margarito, when Margarito he fought it back in blood. Listen, they could still fight." But you know what I dislike more than lawyers getting involved? I dislike um like robberies, or uh just the rules being bent for certain fighters. You know what I mean? I don't like drug cheats. I don't like people uh planning to come into a fight at a agreed upon weight but come in overweight. These are the things that I dislike more than lawyers getting involved after the outcome of a fight. You know, rematches can always happen. But I don't like entitled fighters that feel like, oh, because I'm the name, this is my fight, this is my show. I can just take a timeout when I want to. You know what I mean? I don't like stuff like that. I don't like fighters being given more time to recover when they've been hurt in the previous round. I don't like those things. So before we get to the lawyer part of it all, this is an official rule where the ref did start the count. We got to remember, he did start the count. This is Steve Willis. His fingers are out. He is setting the count. Then he did not continue counting because Tank told him, I had grease on my eye. A punch still landed. And I think for Lamont Roach, no, I would have loved for him to win it that night if, the judges actually gave him the win, which based on the scorecards, it would have been a win for him. The 115-113 card for Tank, even with the knockdown, I believe Tank still wins. I still think he still wins. But I think with the two draw cards, I think Lamont would get an extra point. Even if you scored it a 9-9 round, Lamont wins on the other two cards that were scored a draw. Okay? Because when I say a 9-9 round, that means like if you think Tank won the round, right? The two of the judges, I believe, gave Tank that round, right? Or no, I think two. Jesus, I should have pulled this up. One of the two judges gave Tank the round, or two of the two judges, I believe, gave Tank the round, and one of them gave it to Lamont. But regardless, if it ends up being a 10-8 round for Lamont or a 9-9 round, Lamont would still win the fight with the draw scorecards. So, however way you cut it, if they rule it a knockdown, Lamont would win and it will get overturned. And fights get overturned all the time because of whatever reasons. Sometimes they just can't figure things out. I know for whatever reason, the instant replay was unavailable that night. It wasn't working for them, whatever. With all that being said, I think there should be an immediate rematch. I know they're saying that there is a rematch clause in play. It was just too good of a fight to not have a rematch, and because of all the controversy, I think there should be a rematch. Shakur Stevenson has come out, and Lamont did respond, and they're willing to face each other if these guys don't have their immediate rematch. But I'll let you know like this: at the end of the day, Lamont won. To the public. I know he doesn't have that win on his resume. I know he doesn't have the full WBA title at 135, but at the end of the day, just his position, just the way he carried himself throughout the fight, and how he's talking after the fight, he's getting a lot more fans. from that fight, and he says he's definitely improved as a fighter. Sometimes there are fights where, and and I said this other day, sometimes there's fights where the unexpected happens, and the fighter that we all think is gonna lose or get dominated, they show up and give us a better performance than what we're expected, right? But I still do think that the main attraction, the main fighter, still wins a fight, just because that fighter might have not shown up or the opponent fought better than what we expected. It doesn't necessarily mean that they win the fight. In this case, yes, I do think Lamont. I honestly believe that Lamont Roach won the fight with or without the knee controversy. Okay, I think Lamont as the reason, and a lot of people say, "Yo, it's a close fight." This is a thing that always people bring up when you know people always like to say, "Well, it's a close fight." So, being that you scored a 7-5, it could have easily been a draw or could have easily went to Gervonta. No, I think Lamont clearly won 7 rounds, at least. You know, I can give Lamont another round. You know what I mean? There was another round in there and this is why I said maybe 8-4, because there's a swing round that I think Lamont I could have gave it to him, but I gave it to Tank. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really think that Tank won in any way. But that's just my opinion. I'm not a judge, but it seems like the majority of people feel that way, and not everybody that feels that way hates Tank. You know? Um so with that being said, like, I have nothing against Tank in this fight. Like, I don't I want Tank. There's other fighters that I want Tank to see. Like, I want to see him fight. I don't have nothing against him. I like Lamont Roach, and I'm happy for him. But I wasn't going into this fight like hoping that he would win the fight. You know. But I love a good underdog, or a good upset. But with that being said, not everybody hates on Tank. And just because the fight was competitive, it doesn't mean that I didn't see a clear winner here. I saw a clear winner, and even when Tank he's had his best moments in a fight, I still think that Lamont was more effective throughout the fight. You know, um, so yeah, we're just gonna wait and see what happens with the commission and seeing they're gonna overturn it. I doubt it. It doesn't matter if the lawyers get involved or not. I doubt that they overturn this decision. I'm just not expecting it, because I think the referee plays a big part. Even if the commission, they could always run with, well, the referee used his discretion here and felt that this knockdown wasn't based off the punch. It was based off a hair product, I don't know, issue. So they can make that call, and even if the lawyers get involved, I think this is all probably going to have to get settled in the ring. All right. If it is overturned, congratulations to Lamont, but I'm not expecting that outcome. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll talk about it when some new news, some updates come out with it. All right. I'm out of here.